What if I told you that some of the most magical memories of childhood could be wrapped up in one single day, filled with pastel colors, chocolate, and the feeling that something new was beginning? For many of us, Easter wasn't just a holiday. It was a feeling. All across the country, Easter has long been celebrated with blooming flowers, cheerful decorations, and the quiet beauty of church services in the morning. At its heart, it's always been about renewal, fresh starts, brighter days, and the promise of spring finally settling in after a long winter.
But as kids, we didn't think about symbolism. We thought about the basket. Waking up on Easter morning felt different. There was a kind of excitement in the air before your feet even hit the floor. You would rush out of your room, still in your pajamas, wondering what the Easter bunny had left behind. And there it was, your Easter basket.
Colorful, overflowing, and somehow perfectly tailored just for you. Inside, you'd find all kinds of treasures. Maybe a jump rope, a bottle of bubbles, or a box of sidewalk chalk. Little hints that warmer days were finally on the way. And of course, there was always candy. A solid chocolate bunny, shiny foil-wrapped eggs, jelly beans in every color imaginable, and those unmistakable marshmallow peeps.
And let's not forget that green plastic grass. It didn't matter how careful you were, it somehow ended up everywhere. But Easter didn't just happen overnight. The days leading up to it had their own kind of magic. During that week, afternoons might be spent at the kitchen table, sleeves rolled up, working on spring crafts. There was something special about dyeing eggs, dropping them into cups of colored water, and watching them transform. Sometimes the colors came out perfect, sometimes not, but that was part of the fun. You might even make your own Easter basket, carefully decorating it and imagining how you'd carry it around on the big day. And in some homes, the Easter egg tree would come out, branches adorned with delicate, colorful eggs, turning an ordinary corner of the house into something festive. By the time Easter Sunday arrived, everything felt ready. After the excitement of the basket, there was breakfast, simple but comforting. Maybe fresh hot cross buns from a local bakery, still warm with that familiar blend of sweetness and spice. Then came the ritual of getting dressed. Easter outfits were a tradition all their own. Little girls often wore soft pastel dresses, sometimes with lace details, paired with shiny patent leather shoes. Hair bows, small flowers, or even a wide-brimmed hat would complete the look. Little boys might wear suspenders or a neat bow tie, looking just a bit more grown up than usual. And moms, Easter was their moment too. Beautifully decorated hats, sometimes adorned with flowers, ribbons, or even tiny ornaments, became part of the celebration. It wasn't just about dressing up, it was about marking the occasion, making the day feel special. Heading to church brought a quieter kind of joy. It was a time to reflect, to gather, and to be part of something bigger than the traditions at home. But for kids, there was always one thing waiting in the back of their minds: the egg hunt. Whether it was in your backyard or at a community event, the Easter egg hunt was often the highlight of the day. The moment it began, everyone scattered in different directions, racing to find hidden treasures tucked behind bushes, under chairs, or in the grass.
Some eggs were the ones you had dyed earlier in the week, now carefully hidden. Others were plastic, snapping open to reveal surprises inside. Candy, coins, or tiny treats that made each find feel like a small victory. There was a strategy to it, too. Do you go for quantity or search for the best hiding spots? Either way, the thrill was the same. And somewhere along the way, there was often a visit to see the Easter Bunny. Looking back, those oversized costumes could be a little unsettling, but at the time, it was all part of the experience. Sitting for a photo, unsure whether to smile or feel slightly intimidated, somehow became a tradition that many of us still remember. As the day went on, the energy shifted. After all the sugar and excitement, things slowed down. The focus turned to family, and the kitchen became the center of everything. There was something comforting about the sounds and smells, dishes being prepared, conversations overlapping, and the sense that everyone had come together for a reason. Easter dinner was often a true feast. Ham or lamb might take center stage, surrounded by sides like potato salad, deviled eggs, carrots, and freshly baked rolls. The table itself felt important, set with care, sometimes using dishes reserved only for special occasions. And it wasn't just about the food. It was about who was there. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, people you might not see every day, all gathered in one place. The kind of moments that at the time felt normal, but later became the memories you held on to. After dinner, the fun didn't always stop. There were little traditions, games passed down year after year. One of them might be the egg tapping game. 2 people, each holding a hard-boiled egg, tapping them together to see which one would crack first. Simple, a little competitive, and surprisingly memorable. In some places, there might even be an egg roll, sending decorated eggs down a hill and watching to see which one could make it the farthest without breaking.
Eventually, dessert would make its appearance. Maybe it was a decorated Easter cake topped with candy, or a classic carrot cake with rich cream cheese frosting. Some families stuck with tradition, others mixed it up, but either way, it was the perfect ending to a long, full day. And as evening settled in, there was one last quiet tradition.
Sitting down, finally relaxing and watching something familiar. For many, it was a classic Easter special, something that played year after year, becoming part of the rhythm of the holiday itself. By then, the excitement had faded into something softer. Easter wasn't just about the baskets, the candy, or even the egg hunts. It was about the feeling of the day, the laughter, the togetherness, and the small moments that didn't seem important at the time, but stayed with you anyway. There was just something about Easter back then. Something simple, something warm. And maybe, if you think about it, those are the moments that mattered most. And before you go, if this brought back a memory or even just a feeling you haven't thought about in a while, take a second to hit that like button. It really helps more than you think. And I'd love to hear from you. What was your Easter like growing up? Drop it in the comments below. Those stories are what make videos like this even more special. If you enjoy a nostalgic video like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.